Find the critical values of f of x equals 2 square root of x minus x squared. Give exact answers and separate multiple answers with a comma. All right, so critical values, what we know about those is that they happen whenever the first derivative is 0 or undefined. So generally for continuous functions, this is all we need to worry about, but we do need to keep this in mind because it can happen. So let's start off getting the first derivative of this function. And of course, it's going to be a bit easier to write this as 2x to the 1/2 power as opposed to 2 square root of x. So I'm going to bring the 1/2 down, multiply it against the 2. So that would be 2 times 1/2 x to the negative 1/2 power minus 2x. The 2 and the 1/2 cancel. So that leaves me just x to the negative 1/2 power, so 1 over the square root of x minus 2x. Okay, now this here would give me something I can set to 0 and try and solve. So if I set this to 0, I've got to get x's together. So first thing I'll do is add 2x to both sides. So 2x equals 1 over the square root of x. And to get the square root of x out of that denominator, I'm going to multiply both sides by the square root of x. So that cancels that out, leaving me 1 there. Square root of x times x, those can combine. But, the square root of x is, of course, x to the 1/2 times x to the first power, which gives me x to the 3/2. So 2x to the 3/2 power. If I divide both sides by 2, x to the 3/2 equals 1/2. Now, this isn't going to be the prettiest of answers, but it'll work just fine. Effectively, just think of taking, so to the 3/2 power, this half is a root, so it's a square root of 2. So start off by squaring both sides. All right, so then right there you end up with x cubed equals 1/2 squared, so that's 1/4. And then take the cube root of both sides. So if you take the cube root, what we get is x equals the cube root of 1/4. So there is one critical number. But let's think about where this could be undefined. So I have I have f of prime of x equals 1 over the square root of x minus 2x. Something can be undefined where you end up with division by 0. So if you just put in x equals 0, you're going to get division by 0. So x equals 0 is a critical number as well. Now, there's not really any analytics to solve there, just because that's how we end up with undefined values. So our critical numbers, or critical values, whatever you want to call them, we have x equals 0 and the cube root of 1/4.